Hey guys, welcome back to Crochet and Ballet. I'm so excited about this tutorial today. So I am going to show you guys how to make this really cute. It's like a festival top, or could be a bathing suit cover up. I will probably wear it as a bathing suit cover up this summer, the one that I made for this tutorial. I'm also working on one for my daughter that I'm also going to do a tutorial on. And so this one today, I saw this picture. I was actually looking for bathing suit cover ups online, and I saw this picture that I'm going to put on here so you can see it. And as I was looking, I was like, oh, that's really pretty, and I can make that. So instead of ordering one, I decided to make one, and I'm going to show you guys how you can make your own as well if you like it. So the great thing about this one is I'm going to show you exactly how I made mine. And if you love it, then you can make yours exactly the same. It's made out of granny squares, crocheted granny squares. So it's super easy. Once you see how I'm putting it together, it is really easy to do. You're going to make 8 granny squares, and depending on the size you're making will depend on how big you want to make your granny squares. I'm going to show you exactly how I did mine. And you can use any kind of granny square that you want to make. So you can do the granny square that I've done, or if there's another pattern that you just love and you're like, I really like this granny square, just make 8 of them, and then I'll show you how to put them together to make this a really super cute top, festival's top, or bathing suit cover up. So I have it done here. So as you can see, this is the front, and it goes right into really long tassels on the bottom. So it's really pretty. I'll put a couple pictures up of me wearing it as well. I was gonna take some pictures at the pool with it on, but my mother-in-law's pool is not open yet because she needed a new liner, so I don't have a pool yet this summer. So I didn't want to wait to do the tutorial. I wanted to go hang it up in case anybody else wanted to make one of these really beautiful swimsuit cover-ups. The one I'm making for my daughter that I'm also going to make a tutorial on. Not quite finished with hers yet, but it's a blue and green. So anyway, so let's go ahead and get started on this tutorial. We're going to start off and we're going to make some granny squares. I'm going to show you guys real quick what we're going to use, what you're going to need. And you can use any color yarn, but I'll show you what I'm using. And then you can, if you would rather different colors or different granny square pattern, remember you can do those as well. So let's get started. Okay, super quick before I get started of just showing you my hands and crocheting, I did want to show you what I used. I used 2 colors. I used, I love this cotton, and this is just turquoise. So I used this. And for the granny squares, I used, I love this cotton. And I used this multicolor. This one is pink, teal, and orange. Okay, so that's the color that I used for this, and I'm using a 5.5 millimeter hook. So if you want to go ahead and get started, the only other things you'll need, I've got my hook, and you'll need a needle and a pair of scissors. And if you have all those things, you're ready to get started. All right, here we go. Okay guys, so here we go with row number 1 of our granny square. What we're going to do is you can start it out 2 different ways. Well, first you're going to need to make your slip knot. If you don't know how to make a slip knot, I do have a video, and I will link it in the description box that you can look at and look on how to make a slip knot. So if you are more comfortable starting this way, you can start out by, well, good grief. Okay, here we go. By chaining 3, 1, 2, 3, and you can make a circle by going in here, making a slip stitch, and then you'll work into this circle you created right in there to start out, because we are going to start off in a little circle. So if you're more comfortable doing that, I'm going to be making, though, a magic circle So I believe I also have a video on that I'll link in the description box, but I'm going to also just show you how to do it here real quick. What I do is I wrap it around my fingers like this here, and then wrap it around again, and then I just kind of hold it down here. You're going to put your hook underneath, pull this one under, yarn over, pull it through, and you'll have something that looks like this. Then what we're going to do is we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, and that is going to count as our first double crochet of this round. So for round 1, you're going to yarn over, make another double crochet, and you're going to chain 1. So that's 2 double crochets and a chain 1. For round 1, we're going to do that 8 times. So I'm just going to do, since this does not take very long, I'm not going to pause and start back the video. So there's one set of 2 double crochets and a chain 1. Here is going to be double crochet, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, double crochet, chain 1. And now if you're a super beginner and you don't know how to do double crochet, I also have a video that shows you how to double crochet. So let's go ahead and count these. We've got groups at 1, 2, 3, 4, that's 5 groups. So here's 6, 7, chain 1, and then our last set of 2 double crochets is going to be right here. So we are finishing up this round. You're going to chain 1 again, and you're going to attach it to the top of your first chain 3. Right here you're going to close up. You see how your magic circle is open right now? You're going to pull the string at the back, and that is going to tighten it up and close it up just like that. So you made 8 groups of 2 with a chain 1 in the middle of the groups. So right now you slip stitch to the top of this. So to start our second round, what we want to do is make another slip stitch over into that first chain stitch. So now we're in between 2 of our groups of 2, okay? So now for this granny square, honestly, I haven't memorized. I'm not sure exactly what it's called or where I learned it. It's just one I have memorized, and I think that it's pretty. Just in my years of crocheting, like I said, I'm not, if I could, I would give credit if I remember where I learned it at, but I just don't. But anyway, so we're going to chain 3 to count as our first double crochet in our second row. So round 2, or I guess it's not a row, it's a round. Round 2, we're going to double crochet, 2 double crochets, chain 1, and then 2 double crochets in that same space. And that is what we're going to do all the way around. 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets, and then we move on to the next chain space. Now, we do not make a chain up here in between those. So it's 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets, and then you just go right into 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets, 2 double crochets in the next chain space, chain 1, and 2 double crochets. Go to the next space, 2 double crochets, chain 1, and in that same space 2 more double crochets. Right into that next one, 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets in the same space. Two double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets in that same space. If I'm going too fast for you, you can pause the video so you can finish your round and be ready for the next one. If I'm going too slow for you, you can speed it up and be right to the next round. So you can go either way. If I'm going too fast or too slow, just speed up the video or pause the video, and you guys will be where you need to be. So I'm on my last space there, so it's going to be 2 double crochets. There's 1, 2, chain 1, go back in and do 2 more double crochets. Again, if you don't know double crochets or you're not comfortable doing them, I do have a video on that I will link in the description box. But it's just yarn over, go in, pull it up, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, so here we are at the end of round 2, and we're going to slip stitch into the top of that first chain. So now what we're going to do is you're going to slip stitch over here to this first chain space again. So we're in one of the chains. So from the last round, you're going to have chain spaces, and then these, remember, you didn't have a chain space, and then here's a chain space, okay? So this round, round 3, we're going to just be working in the chain spaces, and what we're going to do is we're going to do 7 double crochets into each chain space, okay? So we're going to chain 3, that will count as the first one in this one. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so 7 double crochets in that one chain space, and then we're going to go to the next chain space, which means you'll be skipping these 4 half double crochets from the previous row or from the previous round, and you're going to be going into this chain space, but you're not going to chain anything, just yarn over and go straight into making 7 more double crochets. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Yarn over, we're going to find that next chain space. Remember, that's not a chain space. Those we didn't make a chain for, so it's right here. Yarn over and go straight into making 7 double crochets. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, I didn't get that all the way through. There we go. All right. Find that next chain space, and we're going to make 7 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Next chain space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Next chain space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Next chain space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now we're on our last chain space right here. And we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I did not get that in the space. See, I went over a little bit. So I check it back out, and here's my last one, 7. Now you're going to slip stitch into the top of that first chain 3 space. And so what you're going to have is it's going to look something like this. So you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 chain or 8 spaces that have the 7 groups of 7 double crochet. So 8 groups of 7 double crochet is what you're going to have at the end of that round. So now we're going to start on round number 4. So for this round, we're going to kind of go backwards a space, and our first stitch is going to be right here in this space that we created right there. Okay, so I take that back. We're not going to do it that way. I remember now as I was doing it, I tried it that way. I didn't like doing it that way. So what we're going to do is, instead of doing that, we're going to start and we are going to make 4 single crochets in the next 4 spaces. So not the space that you just slip stitched into. Start at the next one, and we're going to make 4 single crochets. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and now you've got this space here, and you should have 1 stitch left right in front of that space. Okay, we're going to skip that stitch, and we are going to make a double crochet down into this stitch below from the previous row. So you're going to yarn over, you're going to go into down here the previous row, and you're going to pull it up. You don't want it to be super tight here. You want to give it room to kind of pull up. So that's going to be like a long stitch to pull up, yarn over, and you're going to pull through all 3 of those stitches. So it looks like that. I'm sorry, let me take that back out. You're going to yarn over, go through this space here, not in between that stitch, go through this bigger space. Pull it up and pull through all 3, and it's going to look like that. So you did 4 single crochets, skipped a stitch, and did a half double from the previous row. Okay, then you're going to skip this first space, and you're going to do a single crochet in the next one. 2, 3, 4. So you did 4 single crochets, and now from this next space you've got 2 spaces left, and that's just what we want. So what we're going to do is we're going to chain 1, and we're going to do 3 treble crochets together. So the way you do that is you're going to yarn over twice, yarn over, go into this top space, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and then we're not going to finish that treble. We're going to yarn over 2 more times, go back into that same space, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. You should have 3 loops left on your hook. We're not going to finish that treble either. We're going to yarn over 2 more times, go back into the same loop, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. You should have 4 loops on your hook, and you're going to yarn over and you're going to pull through all of those, and that is 3 trebles crocheted together. Okay, then you're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to be working in that same space. We're going to do 3 more treble crochets together. So again, that's yarning over twice, going into that space, pulling up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. You'll have 2 loops left. Yarn over twice, same space, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Now you'll have 3 loops, yarn over 2 more times, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, 4 loops left, yarn over, pull through all 4, and we're going to chain 1. And what we have done is we've just created our first corner that's going to be on our granny square. We were working and it looked more like a circle. Now we're making it into more of a square. So this is our first corner. So now what you're going to do is you're going to skip 2. Now there's one kind of that's under there, so don't forget to count that one. So there's 1 and 2. We're going to go into this third one and we're going to make a single crochet. And then 2 single crochets, 3, and 4. Now we're going to do what we did with the first one. We're going to skip 1, make a half double into this space below. So go in, pull up a long loop, and pull it through all of them. Okay, so that and then we skip this one that's kind of behind, and we're going to do 4 singles. 1, 2, 3, 4 singles. Now we've got 2 left. This is going to be another corner, so that means treble. 3 trebles together, chain 2, 3 trebles together in this same space. So we're going to chain 1, yarn over twice, go into that big space, and we're going to yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, 2 times over, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, 2 times over, pull through 2, pull through 2. You should have 4 loops on your hook, and you yarn over and pull through all of them. There's your 3 treble crochets together. We're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and do the same thing again in that same space. Pull through 2, pull through 2, yarn over twice, go in, pull through 2, pull through 2, and 1 more, pull through 2, pull through 2. You'll have 4 left on your hook. Yarn over, pull through all 4, and then go ahead and chain 1. Remember, you've got a stitch in there that's kind of covered up, so count that as 1. This one is 2. And so this is the 3rd stitch that we're going to be doing our first single crochet in. So you see crochet 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're back to a big space again. We skip this 1, and we're going to make our half double in this lower space. So you yarn over, go into this space in the row below, pull up a long loop, and pull through all 3. We're skipping that stitch back there. Do 4 singles. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we're back to another corner. So we're skipping those 2. We're going to chain 1, yarn over twice, and go into this big space. There's our first treble, but don't finish it all the way. There's 2, and there's 3. You're going to end up with 4 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through all of them, chain 3, and do 3 more trebles crocheted together. There's 1, 2, 3. There's our 4 loops. Yarn over, pull through them all, and chain 1. Now remember, there's a little stitch back in there, so that counts as 1. Skipping 1, 2, and we're going to go in this one for our first single crochet. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we're going to skip 1 and do this half double crochet in this bottom space. So yarn over once, go in down here, pull up a long loop, and go through all of them. You're skipping that one back there, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4. We are going to be making our last corner up here in this space here. So we're going to skip these 2 stitches. We got a chain 1 to give us a little bit of room. We yarn over twice. There's our first treble, second, third, yarn over and pull through all 4, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and we do it again in that same space. There's our first treble, second, and third. Do them all together, chain 1 to finish that off. Remember, we're skipping the first 2. There's 1 stitch back there. There's our second one. And here we're going to start our single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4. You know what? I think I went over. This right here was the beginning. So right after that corner should be the stitch you slip stitch into. I'm so sorry. So that's going to be our beginning, because we did that was our first half, and we just started out with 4 after that. So this one right here is actually what you're going to be slip stitching into to finish out that round. So after that one, it's starting to look more like a square instead of a circle. So we've got that, and as you can see in the corners all around there. So the next thing that we're going to do is we are just, now if you want to make a smaller size, the one that I'm making is probably going to be like an extra large 2XL, and I'm going to give you the measurements of the squares. If you're making a smaller size, you want to do smaller squares. So you want 3 squares across to be from like half of someone's body. So whoever you're making it for, just kind of measure that way, because it's going to be 3 squares should cover the front half of their body. Then 1 square on each side, and then 3 squares across the back. So I'll give you the measurements. I'll measure and write that down in here as I finish up. But so for our next round, what we're going to do is just half double crochet. So I'm going to chain 1, yarn over, and I'm going to do a half double crochet in that same stitch. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to half double crochet all the way around, and in each stitch there we just do a half double crochet, which is yarn over, go into the stitch, pull it up, yarn over, and pull through all 3, and that is your half double. And you're just going to do that all the way around. When you get to this kind of funky looking space, what I did was I just made 1 stitch in that space, and then 1 stitch in the top of where you did the 3 trebles together. It's kind of a bigger stitch, and you're going to go in there and you're going to just make 1, and then you're going to be in the corner. So for the corner, you're going to make 3 1, 2, 3 half double crochets. Then you're going to chain 2 and do 3 more half double crochets in that same stitch. So there's 3 more, and then you've got that big kind of space where you did the 3 trebles together, and then you've got this space, okay, and then you're just starting back in every single stitch where you're going to go in. Well, I can't get in that one. There we go. Go in every single stitch and make a half double crochet. I'm going to go till the next corner with you guys, so we do 1 more corner together, and then I'll meet you back up at the end of this round. So we're just going in every stitch. There's that space, and then this is where the 3 trebles were together. It's a little bit bigger of a stitch, but it's the top of that one gets 1, and then now we're in the corner. Okay, so we're going to do 3 half doubles, 1, 2, and 3. We're going to chain 2, and then 3 more half doubles in the same space. And then we're going to have the big chain space there where we did 3 triples together. We're going to have that little chain space. And then we're back to just doing every single stitch all the way across. Okay, so if you guys want to finish up that, I will meet you back when I have done these last 2 corners and we're back at the beginning. Okay, here I am. I just finished this last corner and did that last big space, the last chain space, and I'm back where I started. So I'm just going to slip stitch into that first half double crochet that I did, and this is what you should have. Should look like this little granny square. And if you want to stop right there, you absolutely can. If you wanted like a small or medium, you would leave out the next row that I'm going to do, but I'm going to show you exactly how I made mine, and then you can decide if you need that size or not, where you need to go from there. So I did now 1 more row of half double crochets all the way around. So if you want to, just go ahead and you chain 1, yarn over, go ahead and back into that same stitch, and you're just going to half double crochet all the way around again, and in the corners you're going to do 3 half double crochets, chain 2, 3 half double crochets. Okay, so I'm going to get to this first corner and do it with you guys. So you just half double crochet all the way around here. And then once you get to the corner, you're going to go 1, 2, 3, chain 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so you've got the corner there, and then you just start right back into it. Oops, I think I skipped one right there. I skipped the first one back. So I'm going to get that guy there. And so we just half double crochet all the way around for the second time. So I'm going to go ahead and pause my video and get mine completed, and we'll meet back at the end of this round. Okay guys, here we are back. Yours should look something like this. I just did the second row of half double crochets and slip stitch into my first stitch there. And so again, this is another place where if you think that 3 of these are going to cover your front, then you can stop here, or you can go on to the next round. The next round is going to be, let me get this one that I have completed and show you here. If you can see how I've got these spaces in between here, if you like those spaces, then this next round you'll definitely want to do. If you stopped right here, you wouldn't have spaces, and when you put them together, they will just line up more like this. So if you want them to line up more where it's closed, that's totally fine, or you can have open spaces in between the squares. So what I did for this last row is I chained 5. So you're going to want to chain up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You're going to skip 3 stitches. So there's 1, 2, 3 we're going to skip, and we're going to go into this 4th one. Oops, and we're going to yarn over and go into the 4th one because we're going to do a half double crochet. Okay, so that chain 5 counted as our half double crochet, chaining 3, and then we yarned over and did another half double crochet. So now we're going to chain 3 again. 1, 2, 3. We're going to skip the first 3 stitches, yarn over, go into that 4th stitch, and do a half double crochet. So that is creating these loops on the end, and we'll make those all the way around. So again, we're going to be chaining 3. 1, 2, 3, yarn over, skip 3, 1, 2, 3, go into this 4th one, and you're going to just do a half double crochet, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and you've got 1, 2, 3 stitches left. You're going to do a half double crochet into the chain space, into that corner space. So at the corners, you did your half double crochet in there. You're going to chain 3, and you're going to do a half double crochet right back into that same corner space, and that will make another corner space. Okay, so you want to make sure you do those in each corner so that it continues to be a square and it doesn't round it out. Okay, so then you're going to chain 3, yarn over, you're going to skip 3, go into the 4th one, and make a half double crochet. Okay, and as you can see, it's making these nice little loops. So I'm going to finish up that all the way around, and I'll meet you back here. Okay, so here we are. I've got one more left. I just did the corner space, chain 3, and I'm right here. So I'm going to chain 3 more, 2 and 3, and then I am just going to slip stitch into, I'm going to count up 2 of these first chain spaces, and I'm going to go into the second chain there, and I'm going to slip stitch into that, and that will make my row end up evenly. So as you can see, this is what you should be at right now, and this is a completed square. So what you're going to do is, if you are following the way I did my squares, you are going to make 8 total of these squares. You need 8 of these to make your bathing suit cover up, festival top, however you're going to wear it. So you need 8 of them, and I'm going to show you how to put those together. So for this one, what you'll need to do to finish it off here is just take your scissors, cut your yarn, yarn over, pull it through one more time, and just pull that tight. Okay, so you should only have 2 ends here, unless you had to like change your yarn or something. So you're just gonna put it through your yarn needle and we'll just sew in the ends. Okay, I just like to go in several different directions, usually just to make sure that nothing's gonna be coming back out. You just kind of go through a few times, up and down like that, and then just snip off the end there. Okay, the only other end you should have should be right in the middle on the back, from at the very beginning where you started. Your magic circle, or if you chained 3 and did your circle that way, that's fine too. So what I like to do is just go around this circle a few times in different directions. I'll go this way first and then just kind of over the top of one and take it back that other direction, just to make sure I'm in there good. It's not going to be coming loose or coming out. And then you just snip that right there and you are completely done. So this is the back, this is the front, and it should be like this. Now I'm going to show you how to line them up. You're going to crochet them together or sew them together, whichever one you prefer. I'll show you how to line them up, sew them together, and then all you'll need to do is do the straps and make the tassels. So that's going to be the next thing we do. Let me get ready for the straps here and we'll go from there. Okay guys, I know this looks a little crazy, but you're going to lay out your squares just like this. And you're either going to crochet together or sew together where I have the red squiggly lines in between. So down to each corner and then up, down, and up again. And that is going to get your fronts and your sides sewn together. The 3 in the middle are the front pieces and the 2 on the ends are the sides. So get all of those sewn together and we'll go on to the next spot. Okay, here you can see the blue line across is where I have sewn all of these together. This is what yours should look like when you have these, the side, top, middle, top, and side all sewn together. And you will notice that they are all kind of lined up. If they don't match up perfectly, you can just make it work and it will be okay. No problems at all. And now you're going to turn it over to the other side and we're going to sew on the back. Okay, so here I have put the other 3 squares on the back of what we just sewed together. So they're layered on top, and the sides I have folded over with the way that they need to be sewn together on the back. So now you're going to need to sew down the sides together and then sew that middle piece in exactly how this is laid out, and you are going to have a beautiful, beautiful piece when you are done. Okay, here we are with where I have the back all sewn together. Again, you can see down the side, up the middle, and then across the other side, and that is going to get the whole top completely sewn together. So now we're going to move to the top corners and we're going to work on doing the straps so that we can have straps and armholes. Here we go. I'm going to show you how to do that right now. Okay guys, so we have looked at how you line them up, how you sew them up together, and now once you have them all together, the front and the back, sides are all sewn on together, so now you can do these straps. So I'm going to show you exactly how I did these straps. So you're going to get the top corner, you can tell the corner that kind of goes up to the corner right here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach my yarn. I did my straps in turquoise. Okay, so what I'm going to do is attach my yarn right in here, just on this side of this post right here. I'm going to go into that stitch And I like to tie mine on because it just makes it seem more sturdy to me, and it is a strap, so it's going to be holding some of the weight. So I tie it on there, and then I go back into it, pull up a loop, I chain one. Okay, then we're going to yarn over, go into that same stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through all three. So we did a half double crochet into the same stitch that we attached onto, okay? So there's one, and then we're going to do 3 more in the space. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to do one in this space on this, just this side of this post, okay? So we're going to do 5 stitches across. It's going to be just the outside of this post to just the outside of that post, okay? And then we're going to chain 1, and we turn. 5 half double crochets back across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, chain 1 and turn, yarn over. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, chain 1 and turn, yarn over, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, chain 1 and turn, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so then I count them by counting these little, the bigger circles. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to do one more row here. So I've got 5 of those big spaces. 2, 3, 4, 5, chain 1 and turn. So now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 big spaces. Okay, so now I'm going to start decreasing. The way I'm going to decrease is I'm going to decrease 1 space until I only have 1 stitch left. So I'm just going to skip this first space for this one, and I'm going to go into this second one, and so I'm only going to have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, chain 1. Now I'm going to skip this first space, skip that one, I'm going to go in that one. I'm only going to have 3. 1, 2, 3, chain 1 and turn. Now I'm only going to have 2. I'm going to skip that one. I'm going to go 1, 2, chain 1 and turn. I'm only going to have 1. I skipped this one. I'm going to go into this one. So there's 1. Whoops, I didn't do the half double crochet. 1 half double crochet. Now you can see it kind of comes up and it's gotten narrow. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to chain 50. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Actually, I'm going to chain 30. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. Now you're going to use your scissors, clip that off, yarn over, pull through one more time, and pull that tight. Now what you have is a strap that comes up, gets narrow, and looks like this. This way, it can tie to the back strap, and that is a good thing because then it is adjustable. I'm going to show you on this one that I have. See how I did that. It comes up in its front, and then the one behind comes up, and then you can tie them together at your shoulder to be adjustable however you need them to be. So that right there is how we make the strap. And you're going to need to do 4 of those: the front, the back on the right side, and the front and the back on the left side. So go ahead and do that, and then meet me back here. Okay guys, so now we have everything all sewn together, the straps are done, and the last thing to do are all of these gorgeous tassels. So what I did was I cut the tassels the length that I wanted, or actually I cut them double the length that I wanted, because then you fold them in half. You get the half part here. So see, they're long. You fold it in half, gives you double the tassels, so you get the part that's still together here. And what you're going to do is on each one of these openings all the way around your top, you're going to pull it through like this, and then you reach through, grab the other end, pull it through, and pull it tight. That is how you do the tassels on these little ends all the way around, and you are going to have a beautiful finished festival top or bathing suit cover up, or wear it wherever you want to. I think it is beautiful, and I hope everybody enjoyed the video. Please do like and subscribe to our channel. We would really appreciate it, and I hope to see you back next time. Thank you so much for watching.